Alright, so my name's Denise.
And I'm Chelsea.
And we thought we'd do one more video tonight. So, have you guys ever been mistaken, like, by your age? You know, or someone comes up to you and they're like, "Oh, you
look so much older than you are," and it's like, I'm 14. I personally don't think I look any older than I am.
Or like, you know, have you ever had one of those moments where someone comes up to you? Like, I was at the park one time with her little sister. I babysit her little sister when she's at work. And I'm at the park, and her little sister runs in front of the tire swing, and there's this lady, you know, pushing her kids on the tire swing, you know, being a mom or whatever. And, like, you know, she had to stop the tire swing so she wouldn't hit, her little sister. And she comes over to me and she's like, is that your kid? And I'm like, no. Do I look like I'm old enough to have a kid? Yeah, probably not. And, half of you at the same time is going, so what if it is my kid? You know, you got a problem. You want to go there? You know, like, you can't help it. But I'm not old enough to have children, and, some people have kids at 15, but I'm not one of those people. And even if I had a kid at 15, what right does that give you, to judge me?
Yeah. Oh, there was one time I was at the mall with, a bunch of my cousins and my little sister. My little sister's 11, my cousin's like 10, and, the other one's like 8. And, like, this old lady, this really old lady, comes up to me and she's like, "Oh, your kids are so cute." And I'm like, "These aren't my kids." And she's like, "Oh, isn't it just great to have kids?" And I'm like, "These aren't my kids."
It would be really great if these were mine, but they're not,
Yeah. And, like, she's, like, going on about, like, how, like, it was so awesome when she had her kids. And I'm like, but these aren't my kids. Like, I didn't want to be rude and be like, "Excuse me, like, these aren't my kids." And, like, I'm just like, like, I didn't want to do that because, this lady looks really, really old and, like breakable.
Yeah. Like, if she would have gotten in a fist fight with her, that old lady would have been, like, in the hospital
she for, like turned to dust. Like,
but
so,
it's, like, at the same time, it's like, well, everyone's judging you for how old you are, and it's like, okay, so, here's another one. So, my older brother would be walking down the street with his friend a couple years ago, and not really a couple years ago, a while ago, when he was, like, 14. And, walking down the street, and this guy comes out of the bar, and he's like, "Hey, you want a job? You want to learn how to mix drinks? I'll give you a job." And it's like, you realize I'm like, like 14. That's illegal. I just thought you know how dumb you sound, like. And it's like, it just brings up the fact that it's like, you're old enough to do everything, like have children and like be responsible for kids and like, all this crap. And it's like, why can't you mistake me for being old enough to like get into a rave? Because all of our raves here, they're like, 16 and up. And it's like,
why can't you mistake me for, something fun, like
being old enough to, like, just do cool stuff, like drinking, smoking,
and driving, and driving legally, because neither of us can do that.
That's all the fun stuff.
Yeah, but, we can be responsible to have children and everything, but we can't
we're not old enough looking to get into a 16-year-old up rave, but we're old enough to have kids, don't worry about that. We obviously have children.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, wow. That's great. That's
Thanks
beautiful.
for that.
I really needed that. That helped my self-esteem. Do I have wrinkles already? I should start buying wrinkle cream.
Yeah.
And it's like, to everybody out there who has kids at this age, it's like, it's kind of insulting, like, it's gotta be. It's like, can you judge me? Maybe I have kids, maybe I didn't plan on it, but can you really judge me like that, And it's, that's just me, us being mistaken for being like that. Like, imagine how it is for people who actually have children.
Like my mom, she had me when she was 17, so people were constantly like, "Oh, you're gonna be a horrible parent," like, and
just because she was a kid.
Yeah. And it was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna be a horrible parent, and I might as well just take your kid away from you, while she's, in your, like, inside of you, like right now, like I might as well just
abort your child for you, because you're just gonna mess her up that much." It's like, she's not that messed up, she's
I can be so much worse, like.
But
honestly,
it's like, can you really judge someone like that? Like, can you really judge someone just because of their age? Like,
or because of how old they look.
Yeah, it's like,
it's not
so what if I'm 14? I could be the best parent ever. I could raise my kids a million times better than you could raise your kids, for all you know.
Yeah.
But you're just going to judge me for that. And you're going to assume these are my kids. I was like, no matter how many times you tell them that they're not your kids, they're like, "Oh, no, those are your kids." And it's
those are obviously your kids. They obviously look just like you. My cousins, they don't look like me.
Her cousins are like a different race, like.
Yeah. And it's like,
it makes sense.
It's like, "Oh yeah, those are obviously your kids." And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, I'm the wisest person in the entire earth. Like, those cannot be my children. Like, this is, no. Like,
And it's like, you know, maybe I have a kid, you know, maybe I have a kid and I'm 15 years old, so if you can come up to me on the street and say something, you want to go there, you know, if that's my kid and you're talking crap or you're, you know, judging me for having a kid this young, it's like, I will jump you right there. That is still my kid. You know, it'd be no different than me going up to someone and be like, hey, your kid's dumb, your kid's stupid, I'm going to judge your kid.
Just because you're, you know.
Just because you're young, it's like, okay, fine, let's go, you know, I'm still a mom, you know, you wanna go with, you know, you want to start a fight with mom, fine, let's go there, you know, it's the same concept, it's like either way.
You might as well just go to, you know, go up to somebody who has kids at like 40 and like
and do the same thing, just judge them right there, you know, and it's like, you know, it's not worth it, it's not worth getting into, and yeah, so this is what we thought we'd get out there.
And okay, so you know how another thing we had to add to this, okay, so you know how when you, I don't know if any of you have ever uploaded a video to YouTube,
but when you upload your first video, you get this little email, right?
And it's like, oh,
congratulations!
You uploaded a video to YouTube, and it's like so exciting.
I'm like, wow, like, I'm so cool.
Because they, like, give you all these, like, you know, cool, like, things, and then they're like, oh, yeah, and, you know, if you, like, read down the email, they're like, oh, yeah, you know, I'm gonna, you know, YouTube's gonna look at your video to make sure it's appropriate, and it's like, our videos, you know, right now, they're in, like, blogs and people,
and it's like,
and it's like, our other two ones are, like, music rants and makeup rants, and it's like, honestly, I feel like that's not as inappropriate as, like,
you know, it's like people, you know, like, she was telling me earlier, people don't actually, like, you know, like, blog about, like, you know, weird things that are inappropriate. It's like, people can, you know, someone can make a blog, you know, what I do every night, and it's like, you know, they're really creepy, that'd be weird, like,
yeah, it's like ours aren't creepy, ours aren't like, oh yeah, you know, I like,
you know, it could be, you know, it could be if you wanted it to be. Just kidding. But, you know, it was just really funny, you know, to be reading this email.
Because we were, like, reading this email, and we're like, hey, this is ridiculous. Our videos are not inappropriate. Like,
but we had a lot of fun making them, and then we got our email, and it was like, congratulations, and we were like, yay, like,
we were so excited.
Yeah, but this video's getting a little long, so we're gonna go. Alright, bye.
Bye.